places too, like Chicago, Atlanta, as you mentioned, Jim, Washington, D.C., even New York, talking about the warm weather as well. We got a tweet. This is actually from Chicago. The weather is so creepy. It's warm but super ominous looking with the clouds. I feel like I should be asleep, hiding under my covers. Yeah, the weather can get a little creepy this time of the year. All right, let's take you into Atlanta, Georgia, where we've actually had some warm temperatures here too. Here's a tweet. It's warm outside, but yet about to rain again because we have a pretty active radar picture. You can see the showers that are building up once again on the northwest side of town. We picked up almost a quarter of an inch of rain at the airport. Now a tweet from Los Angeles, where, as Jim mentioned, we got up to 79 degrees. This is where they're talking about the warm and windy weather. Here's a tweet. Warm winds. It's twister weather out there. Well, you can get involved as well. The Weather Channel Social is on air, online, and on your phone. You can join that conversation. Crystal, rain, as you just mentioned, as far north as Philadelphia, where that is the word that you are trending about right now on Twitter. Number 4 takes us to the state capital, Florida, Tallahassee. We actually had some big-time storms over you guys. Here's a tweet. I hope this storm brings cold weather. Hashtag it's still winter. Hashtag bring on the cold. I think you need to move a little farther north, way to the north, because even in Atlanta, we had 71 degrees. Rain is the word you're talking about on Twitter. In fact, we have a look at the rainy radar showing some showers building back up again in Cobb County. More heavy rain moving through Rome, Georgia right now as well. Number 2, let's talk about the wind in Los Angeles. And I tell you what, the wind is going to be picking up. You can see the wind is making me do a Maryland against my will. Yeah, girls, watch the dresses and the skirts. Number 1, just talking weather in general in New York City. We went from lovely to rainy weather today. You can get involved as well. The Weather Channel Social on air, online, and on your phone. Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass. We'll get you back to Cantori Stories in just a moment. First of all, we're tracking some wintry precipitation across upstate New York on into Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Could see a couple of inches in a few spots. We're also tracking some pretty heavy rain across southern Georgia, down into the northern part of Florida as well. A little bit of lightning over the Gulf of Mexico, and Atlanta not quite done yet with the heavy rain as we have another very narrow band that's moving in. As we zoom in on the Florida Panhandle, getting pounded in some areas. We'll continue to have updates. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass with a weather update. We are tracking some wintry weather across upstate New York and New England. Watch out for an icy mix in some places. Otherwise, it's heavy rain from the Ohio Valley all the way down into southern Georgia. Parts of Florida, too, getting hit with some very heavy rain. Fortunately, the severe weather threat has diminished greatly. In fact, I've got the lightning turned on. You can barely see any lightning bolts showing up. Still have another band of rain that's getting ready to move into Atlanta, but it looks like your rush hour commute a lot better tomorrow morning than it was. Back to full force nature in just a moment. I'm Kelly Cass with a weather update. We continue to track some snow across upstate New York, portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Could be some sleet and freezing rain mixed in, unfortunately. We're also tracking some rain from Ohio all the way down through Georgia and the panhandle of Florida. Nothing severe. We earlier had a tornado watch in effect, but now we're just seeing some heavy downpours in southern Georgia, panhandle of Florida as well. Flooding, that continues to be a problem in parts of Alabama and Mississippi. We'll have more at the tip with Twitter. Your chance to sound off about the weather. We've got our top 5 cities that are trending right now. Boston, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Los Angeles, as well as New York. A lot of folks are tweeting about the rain, whether it's happening now or might be in the forecast. Number 4, Philadelphia, you're talking about the rain, and boy, kind of a rough commute for you today too. Here's a tweet. I love when you're driving in the rain and you go under a bypass and it sounds like the world's on pause. Also, your satellite radio goes out too. You ever notice that? All right, taking a look at some of these other cities. You know, Atlanta picking up almost a quarter of an inch of rain. LA, no rain in your forecast, but New York City, you are definitely talking about the rain. We did have some of that. We've got a tweet from the area. Walk to the gym in the rain only to find it mysteriously closed. Junk food and movies it is. You can get involved as well on air, online, and on your phone. Chris, meteorologist Kelly Cass will get you back to epic conditions in just a moment. First of all, look at the satellite picture. It looks pretty busy here in the Northeast. We had the rain move into places like New York City during the day on Thursday. Now we've got that wintry mix that's setting up across upstate New York and even in through Vermont, New Hampshire. That pink indicating where we could see some sleet and even some freezing rain, while it's all snow across the northern parts of Maine where we could see a few inches in accumulation. Looks like a busy travel day in New York. Definitely check ahead. There could be delays. Meteorologist Kelly Cass will get you back to epic conditions in just a moment. First of all, look at the satellite picture. It looks pretty busy here in the Northeast. We had the rain move into places like New York City during the day on Thursday. Now we've got that wintry mix that's setting up across upstate New York and even in through Vermont, New Hampshire. That pink indicating where we could see some sleet and even some freezing rain, while it's all snow across the northern parts of Maine where we could see a few inches in accumulation. Looks like a busy travel day in New York. Definitely check ahead. There could be delays. Meteorologist Kelly Cass, Cantori Stories in just a moment. First of all, let's get you a forecast for Friday. Looking a little sloppy in some places in the Northeast. We've got that wintry mix across upstate New York, even around Concord, New Hampshire. Could be some icy conditions for you with 38 degrees, otherwise drying out in Atlanta. 59 degrees for a high, but still some showers and storms in Florida. Dry weather in Dallas, but snowy skies from Minneapolis on over towards Chicago. And the west looks great from Portland all the way down towards Los Angeles. Stay with us for more updates. Meteorologist Kelly Cass will get you to full force nature in just a moment. First of all, if you're doing any traveling on Friday, take it easy on the highways here in the Northeast. I-95, the New York State Thruway, being impacted by either wet weather or even some icy conditions, especially the top end of I-95. Wet still for the Carolina coast down into Florida, and we're tracking some snow around places like Minneapolis and Chicago. So these are areas where de-icing could slow things down at the airports. Check ahead if you're traveling through New York, Philly, or Minneapolis or Orlando. Meteorologist Kelly Cass will get you to full force nature in just a moment. First of all, if you're doing any traveling on Friday, take it easy on the highways here in the Northeast. I-95, the New York State Thruway, being impacted by either wet weather or even some icy conditions, especially the top end of I-95. Wet still for the Carolina coast down into Florida, and we're tracking some snow around places like Minneapolis and Chicago. So these are areas where de-icing could slow things down at the airports. Check ahead if you're traveling through New York, Philly, or Minneapolis or Orlando.